Chris Williams recently sat down with Dry Creek Dwayne and they had an extensive conversation. But one of the topics that did arise that got very intense was this conversation surrounding men, fathers, and husbands in America today and the issue surrounding them specifically. And so, with that being said, let's see how this conversation unfolds.
Learned about the importance of fatherhood. You got
I had 7 children.
7 children.
Yeah.
What have you learned about the importance of fatherhood?
All right. I believe God made man. Okay. And God created man, and God gave man the word. And the word at that time was, don't eat of the fruit of those 2 trees. Okay. That was a symbol. That's all the word God gave man at that time. Then God gave man a work. And the work was, he said, take care of this garden. And then God gave man a woman to help the man. Okay. That man and then the woman God gave him, that became a marriage. And then that man and wife had children. And those children had children, and then there became governments. Okay? You see where I'm going?
All right, so Dwayne here gives a great, just very simplistic breakdown of the creation story with man and woman and how that came to be. And now he's going to even go deeper on this next clip.
In this country was founded as a Christian country. This is what I believe. People can do whatever. I believe that this country is only as strong as the churches. Even our founding father says America will remain great as long as America is good. When America ceases to be good, America will cease to be great. This country is only as strong as the churches in this country. The churches are only as strong as the families that make up those churches. Those families are only as strong as the marriages that those families are built on, and those marriages are only as strong and good as the man that God built the marriages on. As goes the man, so goes the marriage. As goes the marriage, so goes the family. As goes the family, so goes the churches. As goes the churches, so goes the country. Everything is built on the husband and the father. And this country is a failure today because the fathers and the husbands have failed.
Now, Dwayne's about to elaborate even more on why he makes this bold claim at the end of this clip where he's saying this country has failed due to the fathers and husbands. But before we do get into that, guys, we do need to be reminded that this country was built on Christian teachings. This country was built on God. Say what you want. That is the facts. Now, we understand that not all men who signed the Declaration of Independence were Christians. We completely understand that. But we also need to understand that this country was built on Christianity, it was built on God, and we have seen this country pull away from that over the decades and centuries. And we've seen them actually, instead of embracing God, embracing Christianity, they're spitting on God and they're pulling away from Christianity. And so let's see what Dwayne has to say more about this.
How? Failing to be the example they need to be, failing to be the leaders they need to be, failing to be the disciplinarians that they need to be, failing to be the providers that they need to be. If you don't have the backbone as a husband and as a father to be the bad guy, you've got no business being a father or a husband. There's times when you have to know this is not a good direction for my marriage, for my family, and everybody's going to be mad at me. My wife is going to be mad at me. My kids are going to hate me. But in the long run, this is a very bad direction, and I'm putting my foot down, and we're not doing that. And you become the bad guy. But you do it for the long-term strength and safety of the family. And we've lost that.
And I feel like Dwayne has hit the nail on the coffin with this, guys. Men, fathers, and husbands have failed miserably. as the decades have gone on with this. This is a very concerning thing that continues to happen throughout this country. We continue to see men just leaving their families behind to go pursue their sinful desires. We see men being extremely lazy, not willing to put in the work and effort that it takes to be a father and husband. We see more and more fatherless homes, and we see more men pursuing this red pill ideology that I can just go do what I want, make all this money, sleep with as many women as I want, and that's just a life I'm going to live. And we also see a country in a whole that is rejecting Christ, rejecting Christianity. And I do believe that God's judgment is heavy over this country. A lot of people are looking at Donald Trump winning presidency this go around as God's favor and his mercy. But guys, I still feel and look at this and saying, no, God's wrath, his judgment, and his anger is still over this country. No matter who is under the presidential seat, God's wrath and anger is heavy. And that hand is not going to get lifted until this country truly starts repenting of the heinous sins that they have committed against the Lord, and they start turning to Christ and start living for him. But until that happens, we will continue to see this trend where God's judgment and wrath reigns over the United States of America. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the BTteam Ministry YouTube channel, as well as drop a like and leave a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one over here.